Hey, flooring pros. I'm Jerry Levinson, and this is the Flooring Business Podcast where we talk to expert flooring dealers, suppliers, marketing experts, software experts, and anyone I believe that's going to help you in your flooring business. So, my mission is to give you good information that's going to help you reach your goals. And if you're just starting your business, or you're trying to reach 5 million in sales, or you're trying to sell your business, you're going to find useful information that's going to help you reach your goals and profit now in the flooring industry. Now, the Flooring Business Podcast is sponsored by Floors App for the best flooring business operating system and websites in the industry. Contact Floors App. I can help you out with that as well. We're working with Floors App a lot, creating videos and things that make everybody's experience better. So normally I'm inviting a guest on board. And just so you know, if you're watching this on YouTube, it's available on the podcast. If you're listening to this on podcast and you want to see the presentation, it's available on YouTube. The presentation is more good for my notes, but you can listen and there's nothing significant that you need to see, but it's good if you want to sit down and take some notes. So let me share. All right. So nice, smooth transition, right? So, all right. The subject is going to be getting off your knees. This is for people that are transitioning from installer to retailer. Okay, you decided that you need to get off your knees. It's hard on your feet or back, or you just want to really grow a business. And no offense to the guys that just do installs and that's your business and you enjoy it, you love it. Um, but that is owning a job, not a business. And the difference is and distinction is that a real business is something that you can grow and sell someday. If it's all about you, it's very difficult to sell that. So if the only way you make money is directly by your labor and your work, you kind of own a job. You don't own a business. So if you're ready to make that transition where you want a business and you want to have employees and something, an asset that you're going to be able to grow and sell someday, this video is perfect for you. Okay, so what are the challenges that you face when transitioning from installer to retailer? Let's go over them here. First one is trust. How do you trust others to do a job that you could do better yourself? That's a big challenge for you guys as installers because you know you could do the job better and you have to trust other people now to do something that you could do better and quicker yourself. Who do you hire first? Is that a salesperson, office manager? You know, who's the first person that you end up hiring in a new business? How do you get respect from suppliers? Some people have trouble opening up new accounts and getting any kind of respect from the supplier, even though you invested that time, money, and effort into starting this business. How do you set your pricing? That's a big topic because a lot of people are setting their pricing wrong because they're using numbers from being basically the contractor. So we're going to go over that and show you how to set the proper pricing and how to get the proper margins. Where do you begin with your marketing? Look, guys, we're in the marketing business. This business is much to do about attracting customers. Without a customer, you don't have a business. So marketing is key. How can I get over the $1 million hump? That seems to be the first big obstacle for all new businesses to get up and running to where it's you got a good business, you got something going here, got to get over that $1 million hump. It's a little bit easier nowadays because the prices have gotten so much higher. All right, so how do you trust someone that can do something better and quicker yourself? Okay, in order to trust somebody, you're gonna have to hire an installer to do something that you could do better yourself. All right. It is a very frustrating process. You're not gonna like the way they unload the truck. You're not gonna like the way they lay things out. You're gonna overlook everything that they do when you're better off getting them lined up, especially somebody that has experience. Get them lined up for the job, oversee it a little bit, not too much, maybe that first job or two. If there's something that goes wrong, you are the expert. You can fix it like that. But there's no way that you're going to grow and get this thing going unless you start trusting people to do stuff that you could do better yourself. Okay, they're not going to be as efficient as you. They're not going to be as quick as you. And this not only goes to installation, this goes to estimating, doing paperwork, calling customers, calling suppliers. Every facet of the job, at some point, you've got to trust other people to do it, even though you can do it better yourself. It's the only way you're going to have a legitimate business, that's something that operates without you, something that makes you money while you sleep or while you're on vacation. So who's the first person that we hire? A lot of times people ask this question, and they're wanting to hire a salesperson. They're wanting to hire somebody to go out and get sales. Well, sales is the lifeblood of your business. That's something that you can do very well. You can talk the lingo, you know the game. Um, Selling is something that we do when we're smaller businesses. You got 1, 2, 3 employees. The owner's doing a lot of the sales. That saves you a lot of money on commission as well. But it's important to get these jobs and start getting business rolling in. So you really need to handle the sales yourself as much as you can until you start generating enough leads. I'm creating a book now on how to hire every position in the company, from the first person you hire to the salespeople. So if that's something you're interested, reach out to me and I can get you that guide. That guide's like $149. If you pre-order it, it's $99 before I've got it written, which will be due June 16th. But for you guys now, anybody watching this or listening to this, the first person you hire is somebody in the office. It's somebody that you're going to pay minimum wage to, or $15 an hour, whatever the minimum going rate is in your city or state. These people, they don't have to work 40 hours a week for you too. As you're getting started, you might try them out 2 days a week, and then build it up to 3 days a week, and then build it up to 4 and 5 days a week to where they're full time and they're very useful. This is going to be one of your first tests as a business owner too, because hiring help, that's a whole different ball game. Now you're managing somebody. One of your main duties is to keep this person busy. So what are some of the tasks? What are some of the things that this person can do for you and your company? Certainly they could be answering the phones. And this is huge, because let's say you're out on the road, you're going to go make a sales call, and you get a phone call from a customer, and you take that call. So you're in your truck, you're writing down, you're trying to schedule an appointment or an in-home estimate with this person, and you're writing notes, you're writing things down, and you're very distracted while you're driving. Or worse, let's say you're on the job and maybe you are still doing some installs, and you answer the phone while you're doing an install, take that information down. Or you're with a customer and you're trying to sell and you get a phone call from somebody else. It's extremely rude to answer the phone when you're with a customer. When you're with that customer, they're the most important thing, and you should be with them and not allow any distractions. Don't answer your phone, don't return text, don't do anything for that 30 minutes to an hour that you're with that customer. You need to sell that job. So the other challenge with answering the phone while you're driving, while you're working, is it's mentally taxing on you. You're not going to do as good a job, and it's exhausting. I was in a truck one time with a guy, James, and he was handling several issues: a repair issue, a warranty issue, calling suppliers, calling customers to get back with them about scheduling an estimate. He handled like 5 issues while we were on this drive. I called, at the time I was in the blind business, and my secretary was Holly. I called up Holly and gave her 6 tasks to do. I gave her that information in less than a minute, and she took care of everything. And it's all phone calls. It's all follow up. It didn't require me to do that work. So meanwhile, I can focus on driving, I can focus on conversations, I can focus on selling or whatever I'm doing at the moment, and not focusing on the minutia. So this first person really needs to be helping you to, that's going to be the first person to help you really grow your company, help this, get this thing going. Okay. They could answer the phones, they could schedule installations. You can give them instruction, call this installer, call the customer and schedule the install, get it going. Okay. If there's a problem, they can say, hey, there's a problem. And then you could tell them how to handle the problem. All right. It doesn't take a genius to schedule the installation. They can work the showroom. One thing I didn't put in here is they can call the customer the day before the installation and make sure that they move their furniture or move the knickknacks. This is some of the minutia that you're doing that you, it takes focus away from things that make you money. Okay. So scheduling repairs, that's very important. You got a customer with a problem, they can handle it. They can schedule you out for an estimate. They can help you with your marketing. So I always recommend that you have a monthly meeting with your marketing person. And it's not important that you're the person on there. You can go over it with, say, her name's Judy. You can go over it with Judy and make sure that she relays the message of what you want to do with the marketing company. Those marketing reviews are going to help you because the marketing company is going to do a better job for you just because you're holding them accountable. So it's not important that you are the one on the phone. Judy can be the one on the phone for that monthly marketing meeting. She can attend a networking meeting and represent your company. Okay, she can give a commercial for your company. So having her do that once a week, it gets her out. It's kind of an enjoyable thing to do. Make her part of the process of growing this company. Okay, she can talk to suppliers on your behalf, call certain suppliers, see where things are at, double check or ask about displays. Anything that you need to know, she can get that information for you. She can, I've got it down there. She can go to networking meetings. Okay, so let me not gloss over this. So the first person you hire, really important. It really is somebody in the office. Now, if you're married, great. Your spouse is maybe that doing those tasks and those jobs for you. One of the things that they can do is some bookkeeping, some data entry. If you're using FloorZap is very easy to use. They can enter the name, addresses, phone numbers. They can keep track of pricing. They can help create estimates. There's a lot of stuff they can do. They can learn how to use FloorZap and help you use it better. So no matter what software you're using, that's the one I recommend. It's the simplest, especially when you're new. I mean, when you're new, it doesn't make sense to pay some of these guys 10 grand for software. So don't even bother getting software from those guys. FloorZap's only like $1,500 to $2,500 down. So it doesn't cost that much. It's worth having from the get-go. But Judy can help get information in, do a lot of things, and take a lot of work off your plate. Okay, so it's on you to keep her busy, though. This is funny. I mean, how do you get respects? This is one of the biggest problems too, is how do you get respect from suppliers? You went out, you opened up a business, you're doing all this work to get your business going. And you're a legitimate business. You got the licenses, you got the showroom, and they don't want to sell to you because they're selling to somebody down the street or they don't believe you're going to make it. It's really difficult to get respect from suppliers. So one of the ways around that is there's a great buying group called FCA that really helps people. If you're a legitimate business and you have a business plan, and this is a good idea. Business plans don't really drive your business like you think. You should set goals and things like that to get your business going. Goals are very important. You should have a vision for your company. The purpose of a business plan is to help you get a loan from the bank. It's help you get a showroom. So it helps you with the landlord and getting your lease. It makes you look so much more professional. A good business plan is also going to help you get an account with the supplier. But FCA, if you decide to go the buying group route, so what they do is you're still buying from Mohawk Shaw, Engineer Flooring, you're still buying from these suppliers, but they help as a liaison to help get you good pricing and to help get you accounts set up when you're brand new or when you're a smaller dealer. So lots of advantages of belonging to a buying group. They'll help you with your marketing. They'll help you with hiring employees. They help you establish and run your business and get it going. So something, if you're having trouble getting accounts with suppliers, that's a great way to go about it. All right, this is really, really important. How much should you charge? I'm very uncomfortable charging a lot more for labor. I see this every time I work. I've got several clients who are in your shoes. They're installers and they're transitioning into retailers. And they don't know how to price their product and their labor properly because at one point, you were doing work for retailers. So let's say you're charging $1.75 to install luxury vinyl flooring. Now that you're working retail, you're thinking, oh, okay, I'm going to make a little bit more money. So you're charging $2.50. No, it's not the right price. You need to be doubling that price on your labor end because you're going to be paying $1.75. Even if you're still the one doing the labor, you need to charge real retail prices. If you're still doing installs, you need to charge people as if you are the subcontractor, because at some point we need to replace you as the installer. So you should be charging a retail price. If I'm selling, I'm doubling your price. If you're charging me $1.75 for labor, I'm charging $3.50. Okay. I'm doubling that price all day long. And that's the proper retail price. And it's funny, you say, hey, I don't want to rip people off. And in this industry, it's particularly difficult to find a good installer. It's difficult to find a living, breathing installer, much less a good installer. So it's one of the only times I've seen where a service or commodity, there's less of it, and yet the prices don't go up. When there's less toilet paper, the price goes up. When there's less gas, the price goes up. When there's less food, the price goes up. The price goes up on every product and service that we can imagine, but for flooring installation, for some reason, we're trying to keep our prices low to be competitive, and yet this is incredibly valuable skill. So there's no reason that these prices need to be so low, and certainly not the same prices they were 10 years ago. Okay. But you got to learn to charge regular retail prices. You got to understand the difference between a markup and a margin. And a lot of people really don't understand this. So a markup is, let's say the project is $2,300. Your cost, materials, labor, everything all in is $2,300. And a markup is saying, okay, how much do I want to make on this job? So you might add, say, 40%, because you heard 40% is a good rate. So that's only $920 extra. So that costs that customer $3,220. Okay, great price for the customer. Kind of sucks for you. It's not a lot of profit. It really isn't. If you are charging a margin of 40%, you're dividing it by 60%. So again, 2,330 divided by 60% gets you to $3,800. So now we have a $1,500 profit rather than a $900 profit. Look, you might think that you're going to get more business by being lower in price. Being lower in price is insanity when it comes to flooring and flooring installation. There's a time factor here. So you can only do so much work so fast. Okay, so no matter how good the installer is, no matter how many installers you have, you can only get so much work done. Doing a volume of business, you're not Walmart, you're not Kmart, you're not Fry's, you're not a grocery store. Volume is not the play that you need to make here. You need to make a good profit and get the money that you're worth. If you don't charge enough money, you're just going to slowly get deeper, deeper, deeper in debt. All right. So you need to understand the difference between markup and margin, and you need to charge the proper margin. On carpet, there's no reason you can't get 45% margin. On hard surfaces, it's a little bit more competitive. Trying to get around 40% is good, but push those margins anytime you can, because the more you can make, the better experience you give a customer. I've never had a customer tell me that they felt like I ripped them off. The only time that they feel like they're ripped off, if they don't get the products and service that you promised to give them for the price you agreed to give it to them for. All right. The only people that end up ripping off customers are the ones who aren't charging enough because they're not able to give the material and labor because they didn't charge enough. So they're getting deeper into a hole. Maybe they can't get supplies from a supplier. Maybe they can't get the labor to do the work at the rates that they sold it at. So it always happens where people get ripped off, mostly because you didn't charge enough. So charge them enough and do a kick-ass job and get a 5-star experience from this customer. So we talk about one of the most complicated things for people to do is public speaking. It makes them nervous. Okay. Well, I will put that up against raising your prices. Raising your prices when this is particularly difficult for those of you that have been in the industry a long time. You know what the pricing is. You know what the wholesale price, you know what you were charging 10 years ago, and man, it doesn't feel right. Not only does it not feel right, your heart's going to start racing. Can you imagine that you're going to go from, you know, my clients go from a 35-40% markup to a 40-45% margin. They dramatically raise their prices. That's the right prices that they should have been charging all along. But it's such a dramatic shift. Can you imagine if you were charging 4,500 for a project, that same exact project you're charging 6,300? Your heart's going to start racing. You're going to feel like everybody knows. You're going to feel like you're ripping that customer off, and you're going to be scared to death to raise your prices until you sell a couple of times at those prices, and you're going to go, oh my God, I can't believe I've been charging this little all this time, and I could have been charging a normal rate, which helps you pay your bills, pay your supplier, grow your company, pay the rent on time, pay your employees more money, pay your installers more money. It helps you create a 5-star experience. Higher prices are the pathway to success. Okay. Lower prices just helps dig you a deeper hole. All right. One of the things that you really need to do in this business is create a pricing system that's easy. It makes it easy to sell. So if you're doing line item quotes and you're charging for everything, so carpet, let's say if you have a line item for carpet, a separate one for carpet pad, a separate one for installation, it's going to slow you down. You're not going to be able to give an estimate in a home when you can have one price per square foot. So this is something I teach my clients how to do, and we do it like that. I've got the formula down, and I help them create their pricing. This is something you can figure out yourself if you want. Reach out to me for coaching if you want. I also have YouTube videos that show you how to create pricing. So search on that or ask me for those videos. I'll serve them up to you. Doing a one price quote versus a line item. I like it when people say, well, my customers want the line item. No, they don't. Nobody wants a line item. You ever go out and buy a Happy Meal and they tell you what the price of the burger, the fries, and the drink are? Or they give you one price for it all? You're selling a Happy Meal. Why should you give them a price for installation when the installation needs to be done to get the carpet down or to get the flooring down? On luxury vinyl, you're going to do something with the baseboards. You're going to either put in a quarter round or you're going to put in, you're going to take the baseboards up and put it back. So for luxury vinyl, for laminate, for wood, for hard surfaces, for tile, you're going to finish it off somehow. That has to be done. That's not an option. So why is it a line item? As if what happens with line items is customers go, I'll do that myself. Or why are you charging so much for that? You have to do it anyhow. So when you do it as a line item, you think you're being transparent and honest. If you want to be honest, then just do the work that you agreed to do for the money you agreed to do it for. It doesn't require that you show them every charge and be so specific. line items are going to make it so difficult for you to grow your business. It makes it difficult for you to hire salespeople, makes it difficult for you to train your salespeople. If you create a nice, easy selling system and you realize, look, this is about providing new flooring, this is about decorating, this is not about providing an accurate quote. They didn't call you up and have you out to their home to get an accurate price. They called you out to their home to get rid of the ugly shit they have and put in new flooring. You know, your job is not to provide a price. Your job is to provide flooring. It's to decorate. It's to give them a good 5-star experience. It's to communicate well with them. So it's to make them feel good about having contractors and other people in their home that are going to be doing the work. You can give them all that confidence. You can do that without getting into the details of the job. Okay. So a lot of people are so much more focused on the accuracy of the work. And especially those of you that are coming from the installing side, you know how important it is. Look, I'm not diminishing your work and I'm not diminishing how important it is for you to do a good job. What I'm saying is some of these details bog you down with the customer and is not going to help you sell the job. Now, if you're going to do something cool, special, unique, you know, some of you guys that are craftsmen, okay, yeah, do that. You know, show them the unique things that you're going to offer or the unique experience that they're going to have or the unique look that you're going to give them. But don't get crazy with the details, okay? You want to grow your business and you want to move fast. You need to be able to provide one estimate. Our estimates that we provide include furniture moving. It's built into the price. Okay, and I don't get caught up in the detail of this furniture is this big, this furniture is small. I got to charge a little more, a little bit less, you know, and I pay the guys well. I'm going to pay my installers well to move the furniture. Customers don't want to move their own furniture. If you give them a price that includes moving furniture, they're not going to ask you, what if I move my own furniture? You're going to say you included it in there. The only time they're going to ask and request to move their own furniture is when you do a line item quote. That's a good way for them to save money, right? So your job is not to save your customers money. Your job is to do the job right. I usually use that quote too when it comes to measuring for carpet. Your job is not to find out the least amount of carpet they need. Your job is to find out the most amount of carpet that your installer needs to do the job right, you know, and then do a kick-ass job for your customer. Don't worry about saving their money. Worry about doing a great job for them, because you will never get a good 5-star review about how much money they saved. You know, if they didn't like the experience, if you didn't do a good job, but they saved a lot of money, believe me, you're not getting a 5-star review. So the 5-star reviews never have to do about money. It's always about the service, the quality, the experience that they have. So it's important to do one price quoting and to be able to give the estimate in the home. I preach this, I teach this. There's so many reasons that you need to provide that estimate in the home. One thing I hear people say, they don't have time a lot of times. So what they're doing is they're getting all the information down and they say they go out to their truck and work up a quote, or they go home and work up a quote, and then they email that quote to a customer. So let me ask you this. If you're face to face with a salesperson that presents you with a product and the price and the service, are you more likely to go with that versus an email? Some people are ready to go now, man. They want to get this thing scheduled and want to get this thing going. And they're not looking for the best price. They're looking to get it going, you know. So if I've had contractors out to my house, we had a guy come out and do backsplash, and one guy came out and he says, yeah, I'll get back to you with a quote. The other guy came out and gave us a quote. He was way, way too cheap. And we went with him, and then I chastised him later to say, hey, you're doing this job for about half of the money that you could have charged. He could have easily charged us more money and we would have gone with it because we were ready to get going. And when we were doing the work, the other guy, sorry, when we were doing the work, the other guy, when the second contractor was in the middle of doing the install, the first contractor got back to us with a quote, you know. And I think his price was better, but it's irrelevant. You know, I mean, we were ready to get this thing done. So uh, don't let Empire look. Empire's going to come in. They're going to give that customer a quote. You are doing that customer a disservice if you let them go with Empire over you. Okay, so it's important to give the quote. It's important to ask for the business. Go ahead and close the business because you're going to do a good job for the customer. Okay, it's in their best interest to go with you. This is a lot of what we teach you in sales training. How do you close the sale, and not high pressure tactics, but ways that you can close the sale and get the job. And you should never, ever feel guilty about closing the job and providing somebody with brand new flooring. It's exciting. It's exciting for them. But let's make this fun. Let's dumb it down. Let's make it simple for our customers to make a buying experience, make a good buying decision, and get flooring from you versus somebody else. Marketing, what is the best way to attract customers without going broke? Look, this takes time. It's important to know how to market well. It, you're going to spend a lot of money on marketing and it's not going to work. So what I want to do is show you some ways to get it going. What's the right things to do and when's the right thing to do? You want to use a magnetic marketing strategy, a strategy that attracts customers to your website, to your business. If you entered the retail business, congratulations. You're now in the marketing business. This whole business, every business is about attracting customers. What does a restaurant need to be successful? They need a starving audience. Okay. They need customers. What do you need to be successful? You need customers. You need people that you're going to sell to. Okay. Without customers, without people calling you, without people coming in the showroom, there is no business. You got nothing. You could be the best installer, the best company with the lowest prices, but it doesn't do you any good if you don't have customers. So website's very important. It's the lifeblood of your business. It's your business card. You're sending people to your website so they can find you, right? I recommend Floors app for that as well. They are a paid sponsor of mine, full disclosure, but I'm not going to make a recommendation I don't like. If you're a bigger company, I have other recommendations. Floors app is actually perfect for companies that are just getting started because they are inexpensive, but more important, they're effective. You should never judge a website by the cost of the website because there are other websites out there that are inexpensive, but what makes them expensive is they don't work. So when it comes to marketing, it's not about the money you pay. It's about the results that you're getting and how many customers is that attracting to your business. Okay. If you're paying, say, $10,000 a month for a website and it's bringing you in 20 leads a week, that's not expensive. That's a good price. Okay. So these websites aren't going to cost you $10,000. I think they're a few $100s a month. But again, no matter who you're using website wise, it's about the results. It's about tracking your leads, making sure you know where they come from, and getting customers in the door. Now, I recommend Floors app or somebody in the flooring industry versus your friend or somebody from a networking group, somebody, your kids, somebody that says they can do a good job for you. There's just some data and information that these companies have. They already have relationships with Mohawk, Shaw, the major suppliers. So they've already got a lot of the catalog, a lot of the information that can be used to populate your website. So you don't have to give them a whole lot of information to get your website up and running. They also get it up and running fast for you. Google Business Profile is something that everybody should be looking into. It's free. I mean, so with your website, you have this Google Business Profile where you can post videos, you can post pictures, messages. You can attract customers with Google Business Profile. I did one time I was giving out uh, I bought a bike for my daughter's birthday. And I told that story on Google Business Profile because what I did is I put it on my Carndine table, and I put it up there and said that we're giving the bike away as a promotion. But really, what I was doing is I was hiding the bike from my daughter in plain sight. I didn't tell her the bike was for her. So I told her it was a contest we were having. And for her birthday, I let her pick out of the names in the hat to see who won the bike. And we did this on video. Well, her name was on all the pieces of paper. So when she saw her name, I always get a little teary-eyed because it was such a special moment. She saw it was her name, and she was excited that she got this bike. It made such a great video. What does that have to do with buying flooring? Not a damn thing. But we had fun with it, and customers responded to that. People saw that story and they responded to that. So you do these things in video, you do these things in marketing that add personality. If you don't like your own photo, have a cartoon photo made of you. Put that on your website. Put that in your Facebook profile. There's certain things you could do where especially when you're small, you got to inject your personality. People don't buy from Acme Flooring. They buy from Bill. They buy from Steve. They buy from people. People buy from people, not companies, especially when you're a small company. They need a personal relationship with you so they can do business with you over Home Depot, over Empire, over a nameless, faceless company. Facebook is huge. Now, my advice for you on Facebook is try to learn as much as you can about advertising on Facebook. The people I see doing a great job with Facebook are the ones that are learning how to advertise on Facebook, and the ones that hire the experts. Sorry, some of these experts are my friend. If you guys see this video, my apologies. But the cost and return on your investment hasn't been there. I wish it was, because I'm all about hiring the expert. I'm all about paying for results. I haven't seen the return on investment yet from any of the experts. So my recommendation to you is to try and learn how to do it yourself, or again, the person that you hire. That's one of her jobs she can do. If your spouse is on Facebook, if you're not on Facebook, it's hard. Like Instagram works fantastic, but I'm not on Instagram. I don't know how the platform works really, and I should learn it better. I'm not on TikTok doing these little short videos. I need to learn how to do that more, but learning how to do something, you won't naturally do it. But a lot of the stuff, Google Business Profile, Facebook, that stuff is free. Okay. It costs you nothing, a little bit of time. And the more you do this, the more it's going to help you build your business. You're not going to get instant results, but somewhere along the line, somebody's going to see your Google Business Profile. They're going to read about it. They're going to see your Facebook ad. YouTube is another one I put on here. Maybe I didn't put it on there. Yeah, it's last. Okay, I should have said that next. YouTube is another one. It's free. Shoot a damn video. It doesn't have to be a good video. A really bad video outperforms no video every time. And especially your first couple videos, man, are they going to suck? They're going to be embarrassing. Just shoot the damn video and put it up on your Facebook, put it up on YouTube, start getting a little bit of audience. And it could take a couple years to really get some good return, but it also helps. Google owns YouTube. So when you tie in your YouTube and your Google and your website, they all work together to drive traffic. And again, it costs you nothing. So get good at that. Get good at doing YouTube and shoot videos. Have fun with it. Shoot an installation. Just tell a story. Go out on a job. Talk about it. If you see a disaster, you see something falling off a truck, shoot a video and tell a story about that. Or something happens in your warehouse, fire got started. I don't know, something or flood or anything that happens is a story. Marketing is much about being entertaining. So you are in the business of entertaining. The more things that you can do that are funny and interesting, it just helps. It builds trust. You'll get customers from it. Networking. I think it's important to be in a networking group. It's good to get up there and practice speaking about your business. Anybody I hire has to be in a networking group. BNI is the best networking group that you can belong to. I personally was in the Chamber of Commerce and I had my employees be in BNI. It's the most expensive, it's the most annoying, and it's the most effective. So there you have it. I'm not a big fan of BNI, but it works better than all the other networking groups. So it's definitely worth your time and investment. If you absolutely hate it, then don't do it, but some form of networking, getting out there, talking about you and your business. And again, we go over this in the mentorship program I'm going to be offering and the training that I'm offering is what are the commercials that you should be saying? How do you attract people to your business? How do you stand out from all the other people in the networking group? So I could teach you ways about that with your commercials. Same thing with Facebook posts, things like that. Friends and family, I mean, you better be telling everybody that you opened up a retail store. See if they need anything personally and if they know anybody that needs anything. Be noisy, okay? Uh, being humble, being professional is not going to get you there. You've got to make some noise. Okay. You're in business. You need to let people know. And then certainly previous customers is a great untapped gold mine that a lot of people don't go after. So calling back customers, if you've been in business for a year or 2, 3 years now, and you're still trying to make it over that $1 million hump, one of the ways that you do that, call back previous customers, see if they need anything else, see how their flooring's holding up, see if there's any warranty issues you can address. So getting over the $1 million hump is really big. I mean, that gets your business off the ground, gets you launched. We can get you there in the first year of your business. So I have a good mentorship program for people like you. I've got a sales training program. That's fantastic. I mean, if you have 2 or 3 salespeople, then consider the premium sales training program. That's a $14,000 program. Probably, talk to Deanna. She'll get you 25% off of that. So we do 3 payments of 3,500 or 1 payment of 9,000. That's really good. If you're trying to get to 2, 3, trying to get up to that $5 million mark, you want a business that operates without you. You want your salespeople to close at a higher rate. You want to raise your prices, raise your margins. We'll get you there. I never cost you a dime because I'm going to make you a hell of a lot more money than what you pay me. I guarantee you that. And right off the bat, my brand is Profit Now. So we do things quickly that make a big impact on your business. So the first month, that payment's going to be made for you easily. You're going to make more money by hiring me than versus not. The mentorship program is 4 payments of $1,500 or 1 payment of $5,000. So that's also a 6-month coaching program. It doesn't have the sales training aspect to it. I do the sales training verbally. The other program has it online. And you have that program forever. So you can always access it for new salespeople. The mentorship program, we're going to talk about marketing. I'll get you set up with your website and help you with the right things in the header, the right things to say, the right colors, the right fonts, the things that are important to customers that make a big impact on your customers. Going to help you with your Facebook advertising, going to help you with all aspects of marketing that, look, this is going to be significant shortcuts. And this is where I'm going to save you thousands and thousands of dollars on ineffective advertising. Because when we get started, we try everything. It's like, okay, that magazine's $3,500. I'm going to try it. I'll let you know, you're not going to get any business from that magazine. Okay. Versus if you spent $3,500 on pay-per-click advertising. What about a home show? Is that better to do than pay-per-click advertising? No, not necessarily. I don't sell pay-per-click advertising, so I'm not saying this for my own good, but pay-per-click advertising really is the best value when it's done right. When you're doing pay-per-click advertising, you need to focus on one keyword category for every $1,500 you spend, and you need to narrow your focus. So there's a lot of information and advice that I'm going to give you about marketing that's going to help you be much, much more effective. All right, suppliers. I'll help you get set up with the suppliers, the right things to say, the right things to do, or help you get set up with FCA. That's something I'll be able to help you do. Set your pricing at the right margins. This is huge. I develop these price sheets for you. I develop these prices for you. So, we develop this stuff once. You don't have to know everything. You work hard one time to develop something that's evergreen and huge shortcut. So, right off the bat, and this is where you're going to make such a huge difference. You're going to be making so much more money on each sale. That's where you're not only paying for me, that's where you're benefiting from my service. Because let's say you got 10 customers a month and your average ticket is $3,000. Well, we're going to bump that up to 3,600, at least a 20% increase. So if you bump it up by $600, that makes you an extra $6,000 a month just in profit alone. And that's just a small example that I'm sure your numbers are going to be much better than 10 a month, and the average ticket's going to be much better than 3,000. But a 20% increase in your prices is not out of the norm, especially when you're first getting started and when you really start to understand these concepts. Not only that, you can lower your closing rate where, let's say you're selling it at 80% clip. Now, if you're selling under my program at a 50% clip, you're making more money and doing less work. So wouldn't that be great? How much better can you service customers by getting more money from them and doing less jobs and being spread so thin? Okay, that's why this is not about hard work. This is about being smart and working in your business or working on your business rather than in it, rather than wearing all the hats. Some of these guys that work in the business that are still doing the installs, they're making good cash today, but that can evaporate overnight. You get an injury, something happens, or you want to go on vacation, your income stops coming in. So we got to make sure that doesn't happen. I don't want to see you guys lose your business because of injury or, God forbid, death in the family or something that's out of your control. Some big storm or weather comes in and it just blows your business to crap because now customers can't have stuff coming in. There's a lot of things that we have to overcome as business people. So let me help you overcome these things, these challenges. Easy selling system. Uh, I'll teach you how to sell in the home and teach you why that's so beneficial for your customers to be able to make a decision quickly. And it's beneficial for you to not spend so many extra times developing an estimate. It's not necessary. Okay. So we want to continue providing a 5-star experience. That's the most important thing. And you could do that with a much easier selling system, convince people to buy from you now and without manipulation or hard sales tactics. I don't teach that kind of crap. I don't teach high pressure sales. We're going to teach you how to sell in the home and teach your salespeople. If you got a salesperson or two, let's teach them how to do it. I'll teach you how to hire, who to hire first, how to hire them. If you're ready to hire a salesperson, I'll teach you how to hire them, how much to pay them, how to pay them, how to get them going, how to train them, and how to manage that salesperson or manage anybody that you hire. So whether you're a showroom or a shop at home, however you decide to run this business, I can help you with a showroom model, help you decide what displays to get, how to price your displays. And then if you're a shop at home, this is a big marketing play. So what should your website say? How should it be really clear? Actually, all your websites, whether you're a showroom or a shop at home, should lead to shop at home. Okay, should lead to the in-home estimates. Got to thinking about this, what is the reason it's important to do shop at home? It's not because customers are demanding it, and it's not so you can close in the home, and it's not so you can move faster. Why do people like having you come to the home? Well, that's where the flooring is going to live. I love it when people come to the showroom. I would think that my closing rate is higher, and I would think my average ticket is higher. But when we studied it, it wasn't. We had a higher closing rate from people that never came to the showroom and a higher average ticket sale from people that never came to the showroom. So all my assumptions were wrong there. That's why the data is so important to learn how to keep some data so you can make better decisions. But observing some of the other people and learning how to do it, it's a big marketing play. So making it clear that you come out to the house. And again, I'm going to go back to why is this so important? It's so important because I want to see that flooring with my stairs. I want to see it with my cabinets. I want to see it with my furniture. I can't do that in your showroom. I want to see the flooring with my lighting. I mean, how many times do you pick up a sample in a showroom and it just doesn't look good in the home? I mean, it just transforms. When you get it around a different environment, different lighting, it can really transform the way something looks. So it is important to get in the home. It's the best way to service your customer. All right, so there's a couple ways to do business with us. You can go on a free one-on-one discovery call. Go to jerrylevinson.com, and we could set up a time that you and I can talk. It doesn't cost you anything. It's about a 40-minute conversation, and it helps me get to learn about your business. And I'll give you some advice and tips on how you can get going, whether you hire me or not. Of course, I want you to hire me. And I think it's for your benefit. I know it's for your benefit. I don't think it is. I know it is. We're having great success with the people that have hired us. And many of my customers are people like you that are getting started. They're not quite over that $1 million hump. So putting those processes and systems in place are huge. They're moving faster, making more money. You can email Deanna too. She can go over the mentorship program, show you how it works, get you set up with coaching calls. But take some action. Look, there's no reason for you not to at least get a one-on-one discovery call with me, and let's have a conversation. You're going to learn something that's going to definitely help you profit now in the flooring business.